Awesome. Welcome to what we call MK Close Up. It's one of my very favorite things. Sorry, I'm going to do this on screen. Very favorite things I do because I love talking about this product. Well, I love my vision really is that if you're a consultant or a client in Mary Kay, that your skin and your look, the look you choose, you look and feel like $1 million with our product as the vehicle. That's my vision. Absolutely. And one of the things that's one of the things I love about being in sales. Now, used to, I would have had a little way back in the day. I've been with Mary Kay since college. So it's been a long time. I would have been like, kind of like, because like in the 80s, most of you weren't alive in the 80s, but in the 80s, there were still companies that were high pressure sales. And of course, none of us want that, right? Gratefully, we've never been that in Mary Kay. We won't ever be that. I think women will buy, but we won't be sold. So, one of the things I love about sharing the product is that we share what the product does. I don't think I think it's just as noble to be in sales as it is to sell as it is to buy, but we sell the benefit of what that product does. So my goal when you're watching this, or even when you pass the recording on, so if you've got friends you think, oh man, I wish I'd had her on, I'll provide the recording later. It's on my YouTube channel. You can subscribe. So anytime I add a video of any kind, you can see it. But I think what happens is people learn about our history, they learn what we stand for, they fall in love with not just our product, but our culture. And you want the least amount of products for the most amount of results in the least amount of time. Now, the reason I don't like day one hair, if you were with me backstage before we went live, is because I have to tame this crazy hair. I don't like to do, I'm an 11 minute in the bathroom girl. I just want to get my makeup on, do my skincare, get my makeup on, do my hair, and then go. So a lot of things I tell you are like habit created. Somebody tell me in the chat if you're that way. Now I have one of my, I grew up as, I mean, I was a single mom, almost my daughter's whole life. And, one of the sitters, my main sitter that traveled with me and helped me with Riley when I traveled for business, because I took Riley with me everywhere from coast to coast. Um, she loves to stay in the bathroom. She loves to play with makeup. She's stunning. I'm not saying if that's your jam, don't do that. I'm just telling you who I am. So, we're going to talk a little bit about the background of the company, and then we're going to talk about our skincare philosophy. And if you haven't, you'll probably hear me say this more than once. If you haven't treated yourself to the oh so cool scientific, it just serves the nerdy girl in me, our Mary Kay Skin Analyzer app. You can go on your app store, whichever app store it is, and you can search Mary Kay, and it's in the suite of Mary Kay apps, but it's called the Mary Kay Skin Analyzer app. I want you to do that tonight when you take your makeup off, or this morning if you haven't put your makeup on. Just scan your face, download it. It'll ask if you're a customer or a consultant. Pick one, and then scan your face in good lighting, like at the window or in your bathroom with no makeup. And screenshot the scans. There'll be 3 or 4 scans, pages of them, different textures, lines, things like that. Send them to me or your consultant, and then the product list. And don't freak out, the product list is kind of long, but what we do is we take that and make the magic recipe. In fact, when someone does that, one of the first questions I ask them, and this is what I'm going to ask you to put in the chat. If I had a magic skin wand and I could wave it across your face and you could do anything. You could improve or change anything about your skin. What would it be? All the things. So, like, type those in the chat, and I'll come back to those like we talked about when I finish the recording. Okay, so let me tell you about our skin. We've been in business for almost 62 years. I get it. Yeah, I know. That's a long time. And we've had a stellar history during that time. So you want to be with a company who's gotten it right. We have over 1,600 patents in skincare and anti-aging to our name. We manufacture everything that we sell, except we partner with Skindinavia, who is the premier setting spray, to create our setting spray. I'll tell you a little story about that if I have time in a minute. They're amazing. And everything else is manufactured in our manufacturing facility. We don't outsell. We only provide our own selves with product because there are only about five-ish manufacturers of cosmetics and skincare in the world. We are one of those, and all of the rest of them create every other product. For example, Estee Lauder owns 91 and growing, could be close to 100 now, brands, because if a brand starts to sneak up and get some notoriety, they do a hostile takeover and they buy them and they put them under their parent brand. And so their manufacturing puts a label on all of those 91 brands from the same manufacturing. So I won't even go into that. We also, I love this fact, we follow EU standards, European Union standards. Now, if you were to have a comparative organization between the United States and Europe, we are in 39 markets. So that's one of the reasons we choose to do that, other than the fact that what I'm going to tell you about the EU. So the comparative organization would be FDA. To me, there's no comparison, but we do have to follow FDA standards in addition to that we choose to follow, be EU compliant because we're in the United States. But to give you just a perspective, the FDA in cosmetics, skincare, and makeup bans 11 ingredients. It was 13, they just went down, not up. 11, 11. The European Union, it changes all the time. So it's somewhere between 1,500 and 1,600 ingredients. So 11 or 1,500 and 1,600. I don't know about y'all, but I'm happy for that choice. So things like even, I'm going to talk to you about our oil-free eye makeup remover. You can say, and the FDA allows you to say something's oil-free. That's just an abstract example if it has up to a certain percentage of oil in it. Well, the EU does not. Like oil-free is oil-free, like which is what it should be. You shouldn't have to guess. Cosmetics and skincare can be so confusing. So if you're a guest on here of your consultant, one of the things we provide is we provide a person who helps you just like slide through the confusion and create a simple routine for you that's good for you. I'll throw in some more facts as we go, but I'm so grateful for a company that not only is very environmentally responsible, but clinically responsible. All of our dermatologists are on staff. Our R&D is in-house. We do over 500,000 tests on a product before we release it. I mean, it's crazy town because we can. The other reason we can do that is we are privately family owned. If we were stock owned, publicly owned, you could not do all that in-house. They care more about the bottom line than the person. Generally, I'm not throwing everybody under the bus, but just generally, I don't want this to be on YouTube and somebody be like, okay, so let's talk about my grandmother's favorite pie recipe. I know, what does that have to do with skincare? Well, if you've ever made a pie from scratch, like truly scratch, not like the box and then my grandmother has a, well, she's having a party with Jesus, but she left us her recipe and she used to make pies and she used the same base recipe and then she would change it, add to it based on whether it was coconut or chocolate or banana or lemon meringue, and she would change it. So you want to start with a basic recipe. Now, one of the things I love about our company too, because we're made in-house with our own doctors, is our company makes our products integratable. Now, what does that mean? Say that you were using, I talked to a customer yesterday that is wanting to try some of our products, and she's using what formerly would have been called a medical grade line, but that's kind of just a marketing term now because we can sell actives. Some companies can sell actives. That was when everything was that you could get like retinol and all the actives I'm going to talk to you about when they were only prescription. So medical grade is kind of just a marketing term. But she's using that. And if she were to use, say, her cleanser, which is a good cleanser, and say a Lancome moisturizer, well, she bought the Lancome second. If she used them together and had some sort of reaction, didn't do well with her skin, I'm not even talking allergic reaction, any reaction whatsoever, she's going to think it's the last product she bought, but it's not. Well, 9 times out of 10, it's not. It's the reaction of those two products together. Well, the reason why you want to be happy that our products are integratable is because we can truly formulate the perfect recipe for you. For example, I use a combination of our TimeWise set, our TimeWise Repair, and our natural oil. So I have, perfected through my own expertise, my own routine. And that's what we love to do for clients. You don't want to do that with anything on the counter because the chemicals will react 9 times out of 10, and you don't want to cause a chemical explosion on your face. So, one of the recipes is our repair set. This is the basic recipe. If you have any damage to your skin that you want to reverse, say you grew up like I did and we put iodine in our baby oil and fried ourselves on top of the university roof before we knew that skin cancer was a thing, that might be damage. Say that you've never worn sunscreen until lately because you were like, I might need to do this. Whatever the damage is, maybe it's just aging. Like, maybe you've driven a lot in your career and, that side of your face looks different than the other side. This is your product. Now, this is not limited to age, but there are definitely ages as you get to your late 20s, early 30s where you do want to beef up. My daughter is 25 and she uses several products from this line integrated into her line. So it's a cleanser, a lifting serum that we call Spanx for the face. So lift, tighten, smooth, all the things. A day cream and a night cream. The night cream has encapsulated retinol. If somebody says retinol to you, your answer is yes if you're 20 or over. It's a game changer for your skin. The only people who can't use this is if you're pregnant or nursing, and then we sub a different moisturizer until you get to the point where you can, and we have a product that we can help you with the exfoliation that's safe for pregnant and nursing. And then an eye cream. The Miracle Set is the other. This is our premier product. This is probably our most popular set. The next most popular set is the Miracle Set. It's a cleanser, a day and a night product, and an antioxidant moisturizer. I love this moisturizer. I love this whole set actually. This is the only set. We have so many products that have the Good Housekeeping seal of approval. I used to think, what does that mean? Is that like their magazine? Bless my heart. It means if you have a Good Housekeeping seal of approval, they believe so strongly in the consumer oriented product that they will pay the person back if they do not love the product. And this product is the only one that FDA allows us to say, even though they all make a difference fast, that it makes a difference in one day. This you'll need to choose an eye cream because this right here has no oil glands. So you want to use an eye cream. You do not want to skip an eye cream. But the reason we make it custom is we don't have it come with an eye cream is so that we can customize your eye cream. Many people choose the repair eye cream because it has this little, maybe if I can get it out, has this little ball on the end that is made out of. If you've ever seen a boxing match, I love sports, but I would say boxing is probably my least favorite sport, but I have seen a boxing match. And when someone gets hit in the eye, they have this metal disc that they'll put on their eye to take the swelling out. And it's made out of the same thing that this is. So it comes out of this little hole. And then if you battle under eye puffiness, you can smooth it on with this. This is always cold. It's the way you remember what it's made of is Z-Mac. Zinc, magnesium, aluminum, and copper. And it's heavenly. Like you could just sit there and just it's almost like an ice roller, for your eye. So I have some food sensitivities. I mean, you don't need to know that about me, but so a lot of times I'll wake up if I've cross-contaminated with puffy eyes. So I use oh my gosh, I don't have them out. Okay. Just write down hydrogel eye patches. The answer is yes, you want them. I wish I could pop some. I wish I could talk and do this at the same time. Pop some before and afters in here, but oh my goodness. Anything from you got a baby and you're up all night to you're taking care of a sick parent to you just wake up puffy. I put those on. I get up, I put those on. I have my quiet time and my hot tea, and I am all smooth and fabulous. Okay, so those are the two skincare. Those are the recipe, the chocolate pie recipe. Then what we're going to do is I'm going to tell you about glass skin. Tell me in the chat if you have heard of the trend glass skin. The Koreans have the edge on all things beauty. In fact, we have a viral mask. You know the mask that's gone viral on Amazon? Please don't get your products on Amazon. Don't get your skincare or your vitamins on Amazon. I can't even tell you the horror stories. I'm just telling you. This is a web mask. I do these at least once a week. Heavenly. Like I just leave it on until it's clear. You can leave it on at least 30 minutes, but I just leave it on until it's clear. And when you hear the term K-beauty, they are famous for creating the glass skin feel and look. It's like skin that's dewy and youthful, soft as a baby's booty, and we can do that. In fact, we have glass skin sessions that we do on Zoom that we give you your packet and we all do our skincare together. I always tell you, just like this. Come in your bathrobe, come with your hair in a towel. I don't care. Turn your camera off. Just don't come naked because it's Zoom. Okay, so the two products that we add to the repair set, the one I told you that's in the box, the pretty box, are the charcoal mask and the peel to get the basis for the glass skin. We can add boosters and clinical things and things like that based on your answer to the magic wand question. So don't forget in the chat, tell me if I had a magic wand, what would you want to change or improve about your skin? So the first thing is a charcoal mask. I wish we had smell-o-vision. I always have to open this and smell it. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. When you get this as a consultant, when this comes in your box, even if you have one, your whole box smells like a spa. So charcoal mask is positioned in our Clearproof line, but it's for every single skin type. It has activated charcoal, rosemary extract, honeysuckle extract, eucalyptus. It smells like it has peppermint, but does not have peppermint. And the navy bean extract. We use the navy bean extract in a lot of our products because the navy bean extract has extreme brightening powers, not bleaching, not lightening, but brightening. And one of the things we notice as we age is the finish of our skin gets more dull. So you would do that, you would cleanse, and then you would put the mask on. I use this handy applicator right here. It's the color of my pink Cadillac. It's silicone and apply it all over your face, skipping the area right under your eyes and let it dry. Usually let it dry for about 20 minutes, but you can tell it'll be darker in the areas that it's absorbing oil. It'll be lighter in your drier areas. It'll be white if you have any bacteria on your face, a blemish. A friend of mine had some staph under her skin from a fall, like face planting fall, and it got rid of that. It's crazy. We've got pictures. We're just like, we are truly fascinated. It was just hard to get to, they'd done every antibiotic and all the things. And so it just, her whole nose turned white. She said, this is crazy. So it's really like a science experiment, but it's awesome. Then you just wipe it off with a warm towel and then you follow with this. This is my favorite product we make other than our skincare set. It's a texture game changer. We call it the peel, but its full name is Repair Revealing Radiance Facial Peel. That's too long to say. Let's just call it the peel. Now, your skin is not going to peel, but let me tell you what this is. If you were to go to a Medi-Spa, one of my very best friends in the world owns a functional wellness clinic and a Medi-Spa. I'm always asking her questions. We're always asking each other questions. She said if she didn't do that, she'd be a national sales director with Mary Kay. Because she loves our company. And everything she uses that she doesn't sell, she only sells a skincare line, she uses Mary Kay. So I said, what happens when you do a peel? She said, well, it's glycolic acid, which is what ours is. And she said you can choose the intensity, the least intensity to the most intensity. And if you choose the least intensity, for a couple weeks, you're going to flake off pretty significantly. The higher the intensity, your skin is literally going to peel. Now, when you get finished, you've got fresh, youthful skin. All the dead skin is peeled off. It takes about 3 weeks-ish. And it's fabulous. It's fabulous. But I don't know about y'all. I don't have 3 weeks to peel like an alligator. Well, she said, what about y'all's? I said, we deliver it in a marine botanical. So there's no downtime. She went, I said, I know, right? And I do this twice a week, every week, because the compound effects are amazing. So when I'm doing the glass skin session, I'll do this. I'll finish that, wipe it off. I'll put this on, set the timer for 10 minutes, and then wipe it off. This helped me. This is one of the things that helped me get rid of some significant pigmentation. And I'll talk to you about that when we do the recording if any of you have battled that. This, and then I did our microdermabrasion. So it's a chemical exfoliator. We have a microdermabrasion set that is a physical exfoliator, which it has the same crystals in it that the machine does when you go, like the alumina oxide. Alumina oxide is the higher sloughing off. Magnesium oxide is the lower, so we chose the higher. You just have to keep your skin really wet so that it doesn't dry and doesn't drag. And I did that every other day, and then I did the peel the off days and helped get rid of my pigmentation. So heavenly. My daughter used to have, she's got super dry skin. She used to have that texture right here and used on the back of her arms. And this got rid of that. She's obsessed with this. She never, ever, ever skips this. So it's awesome. It's a big bottle, lasts you forever. Okay. Um, let's talk about some color. Like looking at my time going, ah, let's talk about some color and then I'll come back to our clinical line. I love our clinical line. We are now able to sell dermacosmetics. I probably just broke all those eyeshadows. Um, no, I did not. Praise Jesus. Um, we're able to sell dermacosmetics, which are actives. Actives are like ingredients that I said normally had to be obtained through a prescription and no longer. Like retinol, we have a pure retinol, fabulous. If you're 20 or older, say yes to retinol, unless you're pregnant or nursing. And I'll tell you what in a minute what we can use. But our color is you can make your own compact. I love it. In fact, we partnered with the Arbor Foundation when we changed compacts and asked them if they would be willing to plant a tree for each compact our customers recycled, our customers and our consultants. And we would match, so we would match the tree. And they cried uncle at 1.4 million trees. They were like, we had no idea. Like, we were like, yes. The 1.4 millionth one is planted in front of our new manufacturing facility in Lewisville, Texas. Okay, so this is what I call the Mac Daddy. So I've got some cheek colors in there, a powder, bronzer, highlighter. I knew something had happened to my thing. My little eyeshadow thingy fell out. I was like, where did that go? So I shouldn't have packed this in my suitcase. Our pigments are very expensive, and the more, not to you, the raw ingredient. The more expensive your pigment, the softer it is. So I never put this in my checked baggage. I did one time. And then you just design it however you want to. So it doesn't have a mirror for the reason that if the mirror broke, you would waste a lot of money on product because you'd have to get rid of it all. So we didn't put a mirror. So it's super skinny. It's actually called the Compact Pro. I just call it the Mac Daddy. And then we have these compacts. This is the one with the mirror. Let me get the bronzers out. I've got two bronzers in here right now, but you literally can put six shadows, a blusher, a contour. You can put three blushers and a contour, which is what I love to do. It's called a blush brick. I love to build it for clients. You can design it however you want to. You can put 12 shadows in here. You can put applicators, whatever, and it has a little mirror and it's beautiful, beautiful. And then the little mini. I love the mini for like if you're just going on a 2 or 3 day trip, or if you're fixing some makeup for a girl that maybe she's just starting to wear makeup and you want to do something little. That's my go-to look because I could really literally wear the same four shadows the rest of my life, but I make myself try. So it fits four little shadows and they're refillable. Like I said, you can see they come out like that. I'm not going to pop them on the screen because I'll throw it everywhere. You can put a blush and one shadow in there, all sorts of things. So that is amazing. Now we have a full brush set, but we also have add-on brushes. One of my favorite brushes is our cream brush. I pulled one for my cream, my concealer, and one for my cream eyeshadow because I love a liquid eyeshadow. This brush comes with five. It comes with our big fluffy powder brush, our signature cheek brush, which is angled, and you can actually do your highlighter, your bronzer, and your cheek with the same brush because of the way it's angled, and three shadow brushes, a smudger, an angled, and then a blender brush, and it comes in this great little pouch. If you were to compare brushes as far as quality on the market, it compares with brush sets that cost anywhere from like 250 to 375. I don't even want to tell you how little it is. I mean, for consultant, you get it half price, but it's 56. It's between 56 and 60. We just had a small price increase. This is what the big fluffy brush looks like. Somebody told me it's as soft as a bunny's kiss. I've never been kissed by a bunny, but I'm just going to take their word. Super soft. This is also one of my favorite brushes. Now, my daughter, we have a liquid foundation brush that is called liquid foundation brush. I love it. I use it to smooth in my cream contour. I use a concealer for a cream contour. I use this for my foundation. She uses the other one for a foundation, but it's called a blending brush. So if you're looking for it, you're like, why is it not called a foundation brush? It gives me like an airbrush feel, a look, I think. I just love it. And it keeps you from using so much product. If you put your product in your hands or a sponge even, you tend to use a lot more product. And it's super dense, super dense. Love it. Okay, let me talk to you about our clinical line. Something just passed in my brain that I was going to tell you. I don't remember what it was. Okay, so when you're talking about the magic wand questions, you start with that base, you start with that skincare, and then you do the glass skin because you definitely like the bare minimum I would tell somebody is get a repair set, a charcoal mask, and a peel, and let's get you on a glass skin routine, and then we'll customize it based on the actives. I love the biocellulose mask that I already talked to you about once a week. It just lifts, firms, provides extreme luminosity, contributes to that glass skin look. These are our boosters. The reason I like boosters is remember I told you I was an 11-minute in the bathroom girl? I like easy. I like not to have to think, when did I put this in my system? So after you cleanse, you do your boosters. Now, you're not going to need all four. They're need specific. I'm not going to tell you I haven't used all four because I might not be a color product junkie, but I'm a skincare product junkie. But the first one I'm going to talk to you about is the PHA AHA resurfacer. If you are pregnant or nursing, or there are a tiny, tiny percentage of people that can't wear retinol, it's not it's not like a product that many people are quote allergic to. But if you were that person, I've never run into somebody, but I know there are some people, then you can use this resurfacer, polyhydroxy acid, alpha hydroxy acids, PHA, AHA, and it will give you that resurfacing feel. This is always used at night. You don't want to use this during the day in case it sloughs off your skin. And I personally use it when I'm using it, if I'm not using retinol, which I am now. Um, I use it on 5 nights and use the peel on 2 nights. Some people could use the peel, but it is an exfoliator too, so I don't do that. Anyway, that's that one. The next one, almost everyone uses, and it is called HA plus ceramide. Ceramide is actually what the surface barrier of your skin is made of. We have a line we just recently created for preteens and teens. TikTok and Instagram, all the things, are marketing heavy to teens and preteens, and they are marketing actives to them. And that is not good because they are creating damage to their skin barrier that will show up later. They need zero anti-aging products in their skin. Like there are 3 companies I can name right now that just makes me so sad that they're marketing to those people because those girls know about some skincare. They're like setting it on social media. So we have a line that's incredible that the number one comment I get from the girls that have tried it is how their skin glows. It has a cleanser, a moisturizer, a toner, and then a scrub that is very glowy. Well, this is the only active that I would let them use because it's for deep cellular moisture and repairing and protecting the skin barrier. It's HA, hyaluronic acid, and ceramide. But this, almost all of us, oily or dry, need extra moisture at a cellular level. So that's what a lot of people use. Ferulic acid and niacinamide. If you Googled the number one trending ingredient in 2024 and 2025, it would be niacinamide. And niacinamide has extreme brightening properties. Ferulic acid is just kind of a active that we bind it with that makes it even more of a superpower. But one of the things people don't know about niacinamide, it has an acne fighting power. But only now these are all consistency. You can't, they're not topical when you feel like it. You want to use them every day, once or twice a day. It's up to you which one you want to do. If you use them twice a day, you're going to use it up in a month. If you use it once a day, you're going to use it up in 2 months, and it's only $38. I just remember what I was going to tell y'all. I'll tell you in a second. So if you use niacinamide for 2 solid weeks, morning and evening, that is when the acne superpower fighting kicks in. And so it's incredible. So this is awesome for like older teenagers, people that are battling that. Okay, because it's just bacteria. They definitely want to be charcoal masking too. Okay, C plus resveratrol. If you battle fine lines or that's one of your issues, then you want to do this, and it's a line reducer. Vitamin C is another thing that if we have a serum with C and E, that if someone says vitamin C, say yes. Okay, this is the most recent addition to the clinical line. It's called Dynamic Wrinkle Limiter. Now, dynamic wrinkles are the ones that are created from expressions. So here, 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 and it's 76% as effective as injections. I got a crazy hair right there, y'all. It's driving me crazy. Now, I'm not hating on injections. If that's your jam, have at it. This will just extend the time in between and save you money. But if you're not like, I don't like needles, I don't want to do that, then you can apply this. You want to think thinnest to thickest. So I do my cleanser, then I do my booster, then I do my serum plus C, C plus E, then I do this. And so you literally put it right. I have a line right there. I don't know if you can see it. Um, I'm finally getting one. It was like it could have stayed away forever. And I don't have much right here, but I put it here, here, here. Then I have a little bitty line over my eyebrow, which is kind of weird. And you do this, and then you do your moisturizer, your nourishing oil, things like that. And you can do it morning and evening. We're calling it the Forehead Club because we're supposed to say it makes a difference in 4 weeks, but in about 4 days, we were all like, look at our foreheads. So this is my baby. This, you had to add one thing to your glass skin package, I would pick this. Okay, so waterproof eye pencils and lip pencils. I love that. I basically have on a waterproof lip pencil and a little bit of gloss. It's just my jam. It's my go-to. I love our glosses. I love our lipsticks. My favorite formula of our lipsticks is our hydrating. Um, it is summer currently, unless you're watching the recording. And these two products I would not do without. This is a foundation primer. Incredible. Anyone who uses this always rebuys it. That says a lot about a product. And it's like, look at the tube. It's like 20 something dollars and it lasts forever. This is our finishing spray. This is the one I told you we partnered with Scandinavia. Recently, Urban Decay, their all-night setting spray, which is a very popular product, was made by Scandinavia. And they broke ranks with Scandinavia. Therefore, had to change the formula. It'll still be called the same, but they were very ugly to Scandinavia, which and it's been a public thing if you've seen on Instagram or TikTok. We love Scandinavia. They know what they're doing and has a cooling effect. It actually cools the surface temperature of your skin. So after I get through with my product, everything I'm doing to my face, I spray. And then if I'm coming in and going somewhere for the evening, instead of touching up, I just spray it again, put some lip gloss on and go. It's heavenly. I do it all year round, not just in the summer, but in the summer, it's like a necessity. Okay, this body lotion. Now, if you do not need to be toned anywhere, do not tell me because I want us to still be friends. Okay. When this first came out, I told my friend about it and I said, it helps even with cellulite. And she was like, I have no cellulite. I said, I hate you. I'm hanging up now. And I'm so, um, but it's tones and it moisturizes for 24 hours and it smells like a spa. It has no fragrance in it, but the botanicals in it, exactly, Jordan. I'll be like, girl, you don't be my friend anymore. I like it because remember, I'm an 11-minute bathroom girl. I'm also a creature of habit. Like I have a bin of my nighttime products in my nightstand so that I can't forget it. Because I would be like, I'll cleanse my face, but I'd be like, did I do my skincare? I'm that girl. And this is by my bathtub because the best time to put body lotion on is while your skin's still moist from the shower or the bath. And then I put a dollop in my hand and I mix our nourishing oil in it. It's a glass bottle with a glass dropper. I have this everywhere in my house. If you know me, you know you're laughing already because I'm obsessed with this product. Look, okay, so if you'd have told me I was going to put an oil on my face a year ago, I'd be like, you crazy, I'm oily. But this hydrates your skin. My oily clients have said they are actually less oily. So I put a whole dropper on my face after my last moisture at night. I do all the way down to here. I put a dropper in my body lotion. I use it for the ends of my hair. I use it for my cuticles. It's everything. And it's from our Naturally line. So you'll see a label change. It'll say Mary Kay because we are just transitioning to a new label. I love the little blue though. And it's just a product I can't live without. If I had to have Desert Island product, it would be one of my Desert Island products. You'll love it. Okay, whoosh. I'm going to tell you mascara. We have several mascaras available. I'm going to show you this one. This is the one I have on today. So I cannot be a YouTuber. See the bristles? And then the bristles on the bottom help you get the very edges of your lashes. I think mascara is the formula, as in do you want volume, length, both, and the brush. So we have several different brush options, several different mascara options. So it's like individual to you, but your consultant can help you. Let me tell you one more thing and then I'll stop the recording, then we're going to talk. If you are on here and you're a guest and you're like, oh, I want it all. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have a discount. You can get a discount. People start Mary Kay sometimes strictly for the discount. Your consultant cannot charge you her price. She will get kicked out of Mary Kay. Like, you can't do that. We're not a multi-level, so we can't sell wholesale. But you can sign up for $35 and get your own discount. So don't put her in that position. Or Anytime someone gets a group of people together, girlfriends, we have a new thing that's what our party is. We just pass things around the back of the hand. We have snacks. We visit. It's very different than if you've done an old school party. Then when you do that, it puts your consultant in a position to give you free products or a huge discount. So those are some ways you can get that as a guest. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording and then I'm going to answer all your questions. Let's see where my recording is. There we